What's up? Canes and Zach are going to be in the best of moods tonight, and rightfully so. Miami is firing on all cylinders. Uh, it's actually pretty. I mean, it's pretty incredible, and to be honest, like I think even myself, I keep waiting for Miami to kind of cool off. And I don't mean pitching. I think their pitching is just their pitching is their pitching. It's gonna be really good. I just keep waiting for the bats to pit, and like with the bats are starting to really wake up too. Notre Dame over Louisville, yeah. Notre Dame's playing well. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the ACC right now that are kind of coming out of nowhere. I mean, Miami, like the thing is this, like Miami's just really good. Where you at, Buck? We're going to Omaha, baby. I mean, dude. I mean, like I said, man. No matter what happens, and again, like with this series win over NC State, Miami kind of looks like the hosting chances are skyrocketing at this point. But let's even if they don't host. Nobody wants to see this Miami in their regional. Nobody does because they have the pitching to win it. They have the pitching. Can Missouri do it? I created a custom scoreboard on Warren Nolan, and they are up 2-1 in the top of the sixth. We'll have to wait and see for that one, Canes. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what I did to my elbow, man. I feel like I must have hit it on something. Georgia just hit a 2-run bomb, 3-2 Georgia. I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, maybe Warren Nolan was right with their prediction of Miami not losing another game in ACC play. Lavalette up. Can't stay long tonight. Drew the 8 a.m. games back to back. Yikes! Yeah, that sucks. That sucks, Buck. I've been there, man. I've been there with the clients and as a player. Not yet as a dad, but, I will be at some point. All right, let's see. Let's give a little refresh to the scores here. I mean, today for the Miami game, we get home from dinner, put bath time, get the kids to bed, and I checked the score, and it's 8-1, and I was just like, no way, Miami is just dominating NC State. Cincinnati with 2 wins over the Jayhawks. I feel like the Jayhawks have just kind of lost their chances of being a host, even though Cincinnati's playing well. It's going to kill their RPI. Alabama tied the series against against Vandy. Do you know which team will have the largest turnover due to the new roster changes? No idea, Angel. No idea. Or on hell, I don't know which one it is, but there's no way to know. There's just no way to know. Clemson's up on Florida State. LSU up 2-1. Big game, man. Going to the ninth, LSU up 2-1. Is Trout the second greatest hitter of all time behind Bonds? I don't, dude. Like, listen, I'm old school in how I like think about hitters. Like, the problem with Mike Trout is he's actually, I think the fairest comparison to him is kind of like, it's almost like, and it's not the same, but he's almost turning into Dale Murphy because he's been like his prime. 100%, he may very well be the best hitter of all time without steroids. But the problem is he's just been so the injury bug has got him so bad that like you can't hold him up there with some of the guys who just have those 20-year-long careers and were just elite. Not yet. I mean, maybe that changes, but certainly he is, again, in his prime, one of the in the conversation of the best player ever. Clemson and FSU got postponed till tomorrow. Oh God, dude! This weather is killing so many games. There's so many games that have been postponed. I'm guessing our recruiting will be going to the moon after this season, just like a team like Auburn. I mean, Canes, you still gotta like. The season's not over yet, but certainly the way Miami has played, it should help. I'll say it like that. It should help. Yeah, Trout is about half of Bond's career WAR. Yeah. Yeah, and Hank, and that's my point is that like if Mike Trout, remained fairly healthy and fairly close to kind of some of his best years, like he's definitely up there. But he's just kind of not, in my opinion, he's just not close to that yet because he's been like on and off the field so frequently in his last 5 or 6 years. I mean, it's literally been. I mean, he can't stay. He can't be on the field for. He can't stay on the field for a whole season. But that's another day. Guess you don't want Elander anymore. Hank Aaron was small. What are you talking about? Hank Aaron is small. Have you ever met him before? What are you talking about, dude? Small? Wes, Hank Aaron small? That's what you're saying? But comparing how our recruiting was going to look a month ago, it's a total 180. We finish how we look now. I think we can flip some of these guys back. Yeah, that's for sure. Aaron Clemente Williams. Yep. Yeah, I mean, Ted Williams is probably the best, like, pure hitter maybe of all time. Certainly one of them. You could put Ichiro up there again because, in this, I mean, Ichiro is up there with, like, greatest pure hitter of all time. The fact that he got to 3,000 hits and he got to the big leagues when he was like 28 or whatever it was, 27, it's insane. Hank Aaron was small. Wes, I need you to explain to me what you mean by Hank Aaron was small. Willie Mays, Hank Aaron Bonds, Manny Ramirez, Big Hurt, Pujols, Junior, Miggy. Yeah, those are all great names. Wes, Hank Aaron was like 6'2". He had the biggest hands I've ever met in my life. Like his hands swallow your hands. He was not small. He wasn't like Mark McGwire, but he wasn't small. He was a big dude. Whether he lifted weights or not is probably true. He had skinny arms. I mean, it's like, Wes, what do you mean by skinny arms? The dude had the widest wrists I've ever seen as well. Hey, does this guy look small to anybody else? Does this arm look small? This dude's jacked. What do you mean? This guy's jacked. And it's even more impressive because, like you said, Wes, like it's not like lifting weights was like a big thing back then. Like, just Google pictures of Hank Aaron and tell me he was skinny. You might say, like, he didn't have fat on him, but he was not skinny. Like, the dude was strong. Hey, and I got to meet him and talk to him a few times. Because he was with the Braves when my dad was. I mean, he was like a special assistant. He was involved with the Braves until the very end. Up until he passed away. All right, let's see here. He had, don't look now, but Mississippi State is getting hot. They also finished the year with Missouri. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting what happens in Mississippi State. Presley Rosenthal wanted to ask you about Aaron if you ever met him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I met him probably a dozen times and had conversations with him probably 3 or 4 times. I mean, just like a really nice guy who happened to be one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But yeah, I mean, when I would go, like I said, it wasn't like 100 times, but if I went to my dad's office, like around lunchtime, the funny thing is this, like when my dad was a general manager of the Braves, I was at Georgia Tech playing baseball. So my dad, every once in a while, would be like, hey, you want to come down to the office and like, we'll go grab some lunch. And I would walk up into his, the GM's office, and Hank Aaron would be like, I think Hank Aaron's office was like right next to his. It was literally like across the little hall or whatever. And so I would always see him. I'm watching Kyle eating dinner. Who's watching? LSU needs to hold it down in the bottom of the ninth. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up here in a second. Looking at more pictures, you're right. He had a lot of muscle on him. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, again, he wasn't like, if you compared him to players now, he would look like on the skinnier side of like players now. That's because players now are obviously crushing protein, creatine, eating a bunch of working out like at a crazy level. So again, it's like it's not the same thing. Evanson Ayenson has been nasty for LSU tonight. 8 innings, 2 hits, and 11 Ks. Yeah, that'll do it. Hank Aaron was a childhood hero of mine. Well, I mean, I mean, that's probably there's a lot of people that had that same thing. Southwest Miami Sports Hall of Fame. I love saying that. Are Tommy Johns also increasing in college baseball? They're increasing everywhere, and it's not just Tommy John. It's just like arm injuries in general, but they're increasing everywhere. Oh, okay, that's Professor Rosenthal, Southwest Miami High Sports Hall of Fame. What's up, Professor? Yeah, I mean, I think my dad included. I have a picture. I may even have it over here. Let me see. I'll be right back. I don't have it. I don't have it directly over here, but when my dad was in the minor leagues with the Expos as a player, he got a picture with Willie Mays. I think it was in spring training or something, and maybe it was. I don't know the circumstances of how they ended up on the same field. It was like I think it was even like during BP, maybe before a game or something. And he's got a picture like with him and Willie Mays. It's really cool. LSU starting rotation is nasty. Yeah, it is. He doesn't know how to switch accounts. Dude, I don't know how to switch accounts either, so I don't blame him. I always got to double, triple check that when I'm on social media. How about Arkansas sweeping Texas? Arkansas was my preseason pick to win it this year. Yeah, I mean, and again, it's like it doesn't take anything away from Texas. I just think in the SEC, you're gonna get swept by somebody in the SEC. That's just kind of how it seems to be working. Tommy White heating up a bit for the Lansing Lugnuts. Hey, good for him. Hey, the minor leagues is a grind, man. Runner on, how long do they keep this kid in at 105 pitches? I think for me, it's always a question of what does the stuff look like. I mean, that's always the thing for me. The question is always, is the stuff looking crisp? Look at what I just DM'd you. Yavapai, CSN beat Yavapai 2 out of 3. Next up, Central Arizona. Nice. One second, Canes. Let me pull it up. If Miami is serious about baseball, they will extend JD before some SC program like Mississippi State can go after him. I don't disagree. I don't think JD. I don't think Mississippi State would go after JD. I think JD again. His strength is in the state of Florida, so I don't envision that happening. But I do think hey, you want to make sure that listen, you want JD to have feel secure and be able to really be aggressive in recruiting and everything. And part of that is if you think he's done a really good job, you're extending him. I saw the missed call in the A&M LSU game. It's insane, man. Insane. Evans in complete game. That was an impressive pitching performance. Yeah, and that's called that's the type of performance it saves your bullpen for the rest of the series. So that's big time. Let me pull up my ESPN here. All right, what's the game everyone's watching right now, guys? What are we watching right now? Let me know in the chat. What are we watching? That's why so many TJs, somebody sitting 94, 95 should be done after 100 pitches or less. Well, I mean, you have to think about this. If you throw 15 pitches in an inning, in 9 innings, how many does that equal? It's 135 pitches. So 15 pitches an inning is really good. It's a low number. So you just have to understand that it's not the 100 pitch count is great for high school kids, and younger. But once you get into college and you're actually have an adult body and your strength is developed and everything like that, it's not I think what people don't get is that it's really not. How do I say this? At some point, you have to realize that the pitch count is the number is kind of arbitrary. Georgia versus Missouri. All right, we'll go Georgia versus Missouri. Let's watch Georgia versus Missouri. I mean, it's a close game. Maybe Missouri get their first SEC win. Oh yeah, and it's kind of falling apart for Missouri, man. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart now. 0-22 is crazy. It is crazy. All right, let's see what everyone else is saying. Go to Kentucky, Mississippi State, much better game, or Arizona, TCU. Yeah, that's I'm gonna go to Mississippi State. UK, Mississippi State. I really don't want to have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to type it in. Golly, why can't it always? Why can't it just show up? All right, what am I doing? Yeah, it's gonna be. It's interesting to see how Mississippi State has responded so far. They got to win this series right here. I understand, but when sustaining 95 miles per hour for 100 pitches, I think 100 pitches or more is different for different guys. No, I mean, for sure it's different for different guys. That's 100%. But at some point, like, I guess is what I'm trying to say is if you're trying to be a professional pitcher, at some point that 100 pitches, like, gets thrown out the window, especially, like, you have to be able to grind and be a gamer. And also, like, bullpen arms in the big leagues get abused. It's like, hey, I know you've thrown 3 days in a row, like, can you throw again? Can you throw tomorrow? It's good college baseball is not like English soccer or Missouri would be relegated to the Sun Belt. That's true, Professor Rosenthal. That is true. Zach, do you think Mississippi State's interim coach would be considered if they go on a run? I do not think so. I do not think so. I could be totally wrong, and that doesn't mean, Parker wouldn't be deserving of it. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. Everything that I've heard is that it's going to be someone outside the current staff, and it's probably going to be a current head coach at another school, and possibly like a top tier assistant from another school. So I don't think so. Now, if they make it all the way to the College World Series and win, I guess he's probably got a good shot, but I don't know. I don't think that's what I don't think so from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but that's just not what I've heard. A Power 4 coach from the SEC or ACC? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. Do you think it'll be a Power 4 coach? Is Skylar Meade in consideration? I'm sure Skylar Meade is in consideration. It's probably, I think I'll just say, like, typically Mississippi State wants like a Power 4 head coach, but I can guarantee you Skylar Meade's name is being discussed for sure. My son just hit 95-mile-an-hour twice in a one-inning outing. I can't imagine for 9 innings. You got to be a full-grown horse to do that. Yeah. It's just about training, right? And the arm, again, there's ways to train to make it more durable. We're going to make it to the end of the season without a GT hot board on D1 baseball. Zach, if I could tell you how many coaches I've talked to that have said the exact same thing. I've talked to so many coaches that are like, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense. Cap, send his video to Jonathan. Canes never stops recruiting, man. This is a big game for Mississippi State, though. I mean, like, it's funny. Hey, how many? Has anyone in Starkville been following Mingione's movements throughout the weekend so far? Have we seen him sneak out of the hotel and get into an unmarked van at any point? Read between the lines of Kyle's recent conversation with the coach about the portal. Yeah. I've asked Kendall 3 times about it in live comment sections, and he always ignores the GT hotboard question. Yeah, it's just strange, man. And it like, there's no other way to say it. And yeah, it's just strange. There's no other way to really think about it. With 6 million going the other direction. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. So I've talked with a few guys who are really close to Nick Mingione, and Minge for short. And a lot of those guys think that like Minge definitely wants it. And the only thing, and the guys that I've talked to think Mississippi State wouldn't blink at a 6 million buyout. That's what I've been told. They don't think Mississippi State would blink at a 6 million buyout. So I thought they may blink. That may be, that's a lot. But from what I've been told, that ain't the case. They're not gonna blink. Ramsey versus Jonathan in 20 to 30 years. Ramsey he's got to be 35. At the oldest, he's 36. He's 35. He's only like, he's either 35 or 36. He's either like a year and a half older than me or like 2 years older than me. That's it. If you're Mississippi State, just take your pick between Rob Vaughn, Skip Johnson, Wes Johnson, or the Auburn coach. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I think you have to give Minge credit, though. Getting Kentucky to the College World Series last year, like Kentucky, out of all those coaches you just mentioned, the only situation, like Kentucky may be, and I think you can put Alabama closer to Kentucky, just because Alabama has not been, like what Rob Vaughn's done at Alabama in the last like 2 years has been incredible. So he should definitely be considered, because Alabama was always kind of like one of the not as good teams in the SEC, and now they're really good. But Kentucky is kind of like the hardest school to win at in the SEC besides Missouri, in my mind. Just because it's kind of outside of that Southeast region, it's kind of in a cold weather state, and a lot of the guys they're recruiting are getting recruited by other SEC schools that are not that. I don't think Wes Johnson has a good thing going at UGA and better recruiting location and draw. 100% way easier to recruit. I mean, Athens from your recruiting hub, Athens is about an hour and 20 minutes with no traffic, so it's not a bad drive. And Georgia's getting huge. They've gotten huge renovations, and I think more coming. So I don't see that changing. Especially a school like Alabama who doesn't have a lottery like Auburn. Yeah, that's the point. But Auburn was always kind of ahead of Alabama in baseball. Like again, Auburn has the same constraints in recruiting, but Auburn was always kind of looked at as a better brand in baseball. A lot. They have Frank Thomas and so many, Tim Hudson, so many really good players that have come out of there and played at a very high level and everything like that. How many scholarships does Mississippi State have? I mean, last time I heard they were going to like mid-20s, like a lot of the other SEC schools that aren't going to all full rides, but like mid-20s. So basically, it's like 75% scholarships for everybody, which might as well be 100%. Okay, got to check out and make the 8 a.m. We're going on a run to the championship. Good luck, Buck. Good luck, man. Mississippi State is another one of the recruiting issues. Yeah, I mean, their recent recruiting classes have not been as good. And again, you have to understand when 2 out of the last 3 years they haven't made the SEC tournament, let alone the NCAA tournament, that has a major impact on recruiting. So Mississippi State will be fine recruiting with a new coach and kind of new life in the program. I love the SEC reviews that they do. The SEC does reviews in like less than a minute almost every time. Not always, because some you have to spend more time, but they get the reviews that need to be short done really quickly. Big spot for Mississippi State here. Runners on first and third. Do they try a steal and try to get in a rundown? Kentucky's probably not even going to make a throw. They're just going to let him take second if they do that. Definitely if he gets to 2 strikes, they're going to do it. Maybe even here at 1 strike. What you do with 2 strikes, if the batter gets 2 strikes, you just tell the runner to go while the pitcher's coming set, and you try to get a balk, and if he picks off, you try to just get in a rundown. I think that's what you got to do if you get to 2 strikes here. If you get to 2 strikes, you just tell the runner to go while the pitcher has the ball. And just hope they try to get in a rundown. But if Kentucky's disciplined, they'll just let him take second. Because the only run that matters right now is the runner on third. Like, you got to play to not let the runner on third score. And you just can't get in a rundown and mess up and let that guy score. All right, 2-2. I think you got to do it. I think you just got to send the runner from first. Send the runner right now. As soon as he comes set, you send him. Nope, they're not going to. Yeah, I don't know what just happened in the Mississippi State game. The umpire just went and talked to the hitter. I'm guessing he tried to call time, and umpire didn't give it to him, and then he got upset. Maybe. I guarantee what he did is he tried to call time, he didn't get it, and then he had some words for the umpire after not getting it. What channel is that game on? I'm just watching it on ESPN. The ESPN Watch. It's on the SEC Network Plus. Mississippi State, yeah. That's why I would have sent the runner with 2 strikes before the pitch, because then you at least have a chance to maybe have a runner, maybe get a rundown and get the run to score. But they don't do it. How many ACC wins do we can call Miami a host? Well, let's check their. Let's check the Warren Nolan database with their RPI. Miami's RPI is down to 26. So, I mean, they're moving up, man. 14-9. I'll say this: it's going to be close, Canes. Like I think if Miami finishes at like 18-12, it's going to be really close. It depends on what other teams in the ACC are doing as well. Like let's look at the predicted standings in the ACC now. Miami's predicted finish is 18-12, and that would be good for, according to Warren Nolan, that would be good for 6th in the ACC. So at that point, I think they're like maybe outside of a host. Yeah, number 5. Yeah, like at number 6, it's like really tough unless some SEC teams really like just don't play well over the rest of the season, or some of those mid-major hosts all of a sudden really fall off, which could happen. So you're kind of looking again. It's just like it's too early to tell, and that's tough to say with like after this weekend being like 2 series left. But because Warren Nolan has Georgia Tech finishing at 19-11, Florida State 19-8, North Carolina 19-11, Clemson 18-12. So it just depends. I mean, it depends on what happens with the rest of the ACC. I think you're right though, Canes. If you're a top 4 ACC team in conference, I think you're a host. All right, 2 outs for Mississippi State in the top of the 9th. Looking good for them to get a chance to win in the bottom. Can Kentucky? Kentucky definitely can. They're 10-12 right now. Kentucky definitely can. Even with 13 SC wins. I mean, at 13, it's going to be a sweat. But people around the industry believe that an SEC team with 13 wins in conference will make the tournament. So there's that. But if there ends up being like 4 or 5 teams or 4 teams at 13 wins, then it becomes sweaty. So it's just, again, it's a question of, it's also live on YouTube in case you can't find it on cable. Yeah, ESPN Plus. Yeah, so Canes, it's just a matter of how many 13-win SEC teams are there. And then it comes down to your strength of schedule, RPI, all that stuff. So I think Mississippi State's really going to have to play well. They're going to have let's say they win this tonight and they get to 9-14. They have 7 games left to get to 13 wins, so they got to go 4-3 the rest of the way. FSU is tying run on first with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Thank you for monitoring that, Professor Rosenthal. We'll probably switch over to if Mississippi State ends up winning it here, we'll switch off and go to the FSU game, FSU Clemson. Oh, man. The Florida State game isn't on TV? Okay. How is that? I guess because it's a doubleheader? Is that it? No, it's not. It's not even a doubleheader, is it? Why is the Florida State game not televised? Dude, Clemson, there is no hitter in Clemson's lineup tonight hitting over 300. That's crazy. It's on a delay, Rosenthal. That's a flag on you. I mean, I have the live feed up right now, but yeah, it looks like it hasn't moved in a while. Wow, Mississippi State's hitter gets called a delay and gets struck out. Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. It's the 9th inning. What are you doing, umpire? Sweeney, Kevin Sweeney. Irvine and West Virginia losing is great for Miami. Yes, it is. I'm scoreboard watching while we are hot. Yeah, it's smart. Let the guys compete. I agree, Cap. Like, come on. Like, come on. You want to be there all night, Sweeney? You want to be there all night? That guy, the next pitch could have been a walk-off home run, and you're headed back to the hotel. I mean, it's like, come on, man. I get speeding up the game, like get in the box, but just tell the guy, hey, you got to get in the box. Or all these umpires are getting obsessed with the eye contact BS. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's the dumbest thing. If you're in the box, like they can pitch. If you're in the box, they can pitch. Why does the hitter have to be making because so much of being a hitter is you get in the box, you pick up the pitcher, and then you're kind of getting set. And what they're doing, like they called it on him because he's looking down at home plate. Wow, he doesn't get to second. How do you not get to second on that ball? That's got to be a double. I mean, that's bad base running right there. That's bad base running. Like, this next guy gets a base hit, they're going to be kicking themselves. Slow out of the box, yeah, but I think he just was way too timid because, yeah, he got out of the box slow, but still, that ball was on the ground for way too long for it not to be a double. Oh, that was a hanger. Oh, that was a hanger. I hate the whole speed up rule. I cannot stand it because, again, so much of being a hitter is the cat and mouse game of messing with the pitcher's timing, calling time, taking a long time to get in the box to frustrate the pitcher. And now look at these guys. They're just like they're panicking to get back in the box. Man, he has gotten 2 hanging pitches and has not swung at one of them. He's gotten 2 hanging breaking balls. That was crushed, but just right at the center fielder. So was it a doubleheader today? Was it a doubleheader today for Mississippi State? Now they're going into extras? That's tough. That's tough. Louisville's pretty much done. Yeah, I mean that's they're not done, but I mean certainly they're probably out of the host conversation now. Yeah, they have a very tough path. Really, their path to hosting now is they have to dominate the rest of the schedule and go deep in the ACC tournament. Yes, it can, Cap. It definitely can work against a pitcher as well. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, Miami better be ranked come Monday. Miami better be ranked, no matter what happens tomorrow. I don't care how bad they were in the beginning part of the season. Like, they're a top 25 team right now with the way they've been playing the last 3 weeks. How was the Miami post-game space today, Canes? What was that bunt attempt? He squared around early like it was a sack. Mississippi State sit and go, thank you. Man, guys really don't know how to bunt for a hit anymore. I mean, that, like, he squared around like it was a sack. Especially as a right-handed hitter, if you're gonna go to first base there, you gotta punch that thing. There was no space. Okay. Why did Kentucky just bunt there? I mean, it was a base hit bunt attempt, but it didn't look like a base hit bunt. He squared around like it was a sack bunt. No space today. Not much to talk about when you're kicking butt. I mean, I figured you guys would have a space for beating NC State, who is the #1 team in the ACC right now, or was. That's the first Kentucky hit since the 4th inning. Wow. Pinch runner, huh? Interesting. Man, this pitcher for Mississippi State's throwing a lot of breaking balls. Like, you almost have to just try to steal. Kentucky's doing like a Congo line in the dugout. Yeah, just so many guys going down looking in big situations. Like, try to hit it. I don't know if I mean he kind of went over the, but I want to see the replay on that. Yeah, he made contact with him. Why is it so hard for hitters nowadays to like not fall over the plate? That was never an issue when I was playing. You never saw that happen. I see it happen like every game now. I think it's just because guys are so out of control with their swing that they can't maintain any kind of balance. Another weak call. Cap, I agree. Like, I think by the rule book, it's interference, but it's almost like, come on, man. Like, again, hey, Kevin Sweeney, he doesn't have a date tonight. That's for sure. Kevin Sweeney he's ready for a long night. I agree. The elite hitters can generate bat speed without taking G hacks. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just like everyone's training to just take massive swings now, and so like you can definitely generate plenty of bat speed and not be totally out of control and off balance. But who am I? Kane's sending me some news in a DM. All right, let's see. The first 200 invites have been sent out to the prospective MLB Draft Combine participants. 100 more are expected out in the next week or so. Invites are out a couple weeks earlier this year in hopes of improving the experience and viability for players. Interesting. All right, can Mississippi State figure it out? Get something going here. Find a way to get on base. Good at bat. Fight off that inside fastball. You do not need to put that in play. And this is what most hitters don't understand. That swing right there is perfect. With 2 strikes, your goal should not be I need to be able to turn on an inside fastball. No, your goal should be, can I fight it off? And then when he throws me one like that, and then right to the right fielder. But that's the point. The point is I need to be on time enough with the fastball to fight it off. But when he throws me a hanging slider or a fastball middle away or outer third, I'm on time where I can put a good swing on it. Mississippi State might get something going now if umps stay out of it. Yeah, for real. Let's let the umpires know. Like, they didn't, the fans didn't show up to watch you guys make calls. They did not show up for that. They showed up for a baseball game where baseball players make plays and do cool things, not to see the umpires make big calls. Really good change up here. Really good change up there. I think Kentucky. I mean, I think Kentucky. I've been to Louisville. Louisville's got decent. Their stadium, I think, is a little bit. Their stadium is what they're lacking. Kentucky's got a better stadium. Louisville's got a great indoor facility, all that type of stuff. Kentucky, I think, is stadium is better. And Kentucky's... Oh my gosh, what are you doing, man? And Kentucky's about to get huge upgrades as well. Or it's already in the works, pretty much. 954, are you talking about Mississippi State's base running here? There's no reason to push that. They're going to review it. He might be safe, but I mean, like, you cannot make that mistake. Okay, yeah, you're. I mean, you're. I mean, it's just like, again, guys. I try to tell you, like, baseball IQ across the amateur game and even the professional game is so down, it's unbelievable. Like, this is like, you get taught this in Little League. You do not make the third out at third. You don't make the last out at third, and you're a single away from scoring at second base. And especially with it being that scenario, like in this situation with Mississippi State, if he's at second base, Kentucky's going to bring their outfielders pretty shallow because you can't play deep. If you play deep and a base hit happens, the guy scores. So, runners out. Yeah, that's not good, guys. That is not good. It's hard to stay focused for 10 innings in this day and age. Yeah, I guess. Discipline in the mindset is lacking. Yes. You just can't. You can't make that mistake, man. Man, a lot of deep lineouts to right field this game. Miami 1 game out of first place in the ACC is just incredible. Angel, I'm glad extra innings don't start with the runner on second. Yeah, me too, man. It's so stupid. What happened to West Coast college baseball the last 10 years? I mean, I think it really was the emergence of the SEC and the ACC as like the baseball powers. And if you look at like the best players in California, not all of them, but a lot of them are going to the SEC. They're going to the ACC. The really good players in the Southeast are going to the SEC and the ACC. The really good players in the Northeast are going to the SEC and the ACC. So the SEC and the ACC just became like the baseball powerhouse conferences, and players followed suit. And you have to understand as well. Like, I think also what happened was the California schools who were, again, like you said, 954, that were big time programs in the early 2000s and even in the late kind of before 2010, because really, even when I got to Georgia Tech in the fall of 2011 spring, my freshman year, like even then West Coast baseball had fallen off somewhat, but Cal State Fullerton was still unbelievable. Like Stanford was still really good. Oregon was pretty good back then. Oregon State was really good, and UCLA, like the Pac-12 was still really good in baseball. But I think what happened is a lot of those schools didn't push to keep investing in building bigger stadiums, in building better facilities and all that. And so all of a sudden, the SEC and the ACC started investing in facilities and all that stuff. And the Pac-12 that is no more was kind of left behind. And even the really good mid-majors over there had, like, Cal State Fullerton is like a shell of its former self. Like, Cal State Fullerton was a name you feared in college baseball 15 years ago. That was a name you feared, and now it's like, oh, okay, they're decent, you know. But no one's sweating playing Cal State Fullerton right now. California schools rarely recruit out of state. Have you seen out of state tuition in California? Ridiculous. Yeah, and that's a good point, Cap, as well. It's so expensive in the state of California. That cannot be understated. The tuition for out of state, and even some of the schools, and just like the housing prices. So your living expenses in California, the food, the gas in your car, like it's so much more expensive in California that scares off a bunch of players. West Coast facilities are old and run down and weak indoor facilities because weather is always good. 100%, Cap. Like 100% on both of those points. Those are the two biggest factors. It's that California is ridiculously expensive. The tuition's expensive, everything like that. And their facilities, like I was saying, are old. And I think it was because they were just kind of resting on their merits and thinking, well, we're baseball powerhouses. And then all of a sudden they get left behind. According to Perfect Game, 2 out of the top 10 recruits in California have signed with a team in California, a school in California. Yeah, I mean, so it's just again. Now I do think you have to like what Andy Stankiewicz is doing at USC. USC is actually good this year. So I think, and Arizona State's going to all full rides. And even though that's not in California, it's considered a West Coast school. So Arizona State's going to be legit. Oregon State is always going to be good. Oregon looks really good. UCLA looks good. So I think you're seeing a little bit of a resurgence of the West Coast schools because they are starting to invest, but it's still like they're playing catch up now. They're playing catch up. And lastly, no fans. Yeah. Like look at these SEC, look at an ACC, like a big ACC series. Look at the SEC series. There's a lot of fans in the stands. You watch like a Stanford game or a Cal game, there's nobody there. There's nobody there. I mean, at the beginning of the year, Cal and Stanford, their first year in the ACC, the camera for the TV broadcast is like up behind home plate, like 200 feet. You don't even know what's going on in the game. So you're not going to have any fans watching the games on TV and nobody's at the game. Man, I got like 5-10 minutes left before I got to call it. I hope I see someone take a lead here soon. Number 4 player in Cali, shortstop Charlie Bates, Stanford, and number 5, Ethan Schiefelbein, left-handed pitcher UCLA. He got drafted. And I'm just going to say it again. Before Miami entered ACC play, I said, Miami's better than you think. These first 3 or 4 weeks of ACC play are going to be tough. Like, they're going to be very tough. But you cannot get down on Miami based on the first 3 or 4 series. And look where we are now. Look where we are now. You see Irvine lost again to San Diego. Oof. Looking better for Miami. Yeah, the camera view is bad. Yeah, it is, dude. Like I was watching because I'm a Georgia Tech guy. I played Georgia Tech, so I was watching the Stanford series. And I'm like, what is this? I can't even tell what's going on in the game. California is deep. I think there's enough talent to go around over there. There is 100%. And like I said, you are seeing West Coast teams like UCLA, USC looks good. Oregon and Oregon State are good. Irvine's good. Santa Barbara has fallen off, but they were, projected to be really good this year. So you do see some Arizona State's good. Arizona's good. So there's a lot of teams over there. It's just again, they're playing catch up at this point. I think Arizona State in 2 or 3 years will be a top 10-ish team in the country, pretty much every year based on the investment they're willing to make. But we'll have to wait and see. And I love it. We have Kentucky's hitter is up there trying to hit a ball a mile when he's got the winning run or the go-ahead run on second. Dude, just hit a base hit single. Just hit a line drive single somewhere. Stop swinging out of your shoes. You got a 91 mile an hour fastball right down the middle and you swung right through it. Oh, that looked like a good pitch. Wow. 49 players in the 24 class were ranked in the top 300 overall. Just imagine how many other diamond in the rough are below that. For sure. For sure. I mean, California is talented, man. It's just all the talent's not going to California or the West Coast. This is why I have Canes in the channel. He's doing the deep dives for us. From when the rankings cut off at 500, they have 73 players ranked in the top 489 in the country. Plenty of talent. It comes down to development and just recruiting, like players wanting to play on the West Coast. Nice, shortened up swing, line drive here. Fight inside it. Line drive, opposite field, right center gap. ASU Stadium is nice in my opinion, better than UCI or Fulton. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, trust me, they're gonna do some big renovations too. They're investing big time in baseball now. Okay. That's a good. I mean, he hit the ball hard on the ground, just right at first base. But that's a good job. He moves the runners. Now you have a runner on third, and as a pitcher, you're going to be worried about dirt balling a strikeout pitch or trying to bury a pitch, and it gets away. I got a headache too, man. Golly. All right, let's see. Let's see if Kentucky can be clutch here. Nope. Oh, no. Was he running hard? Was he running hard out of the box? Was he running hard out of the box? He gets thrown out by a step. Was he running hard out of the box? I can guarantee you he was not. I think he was coasting out of the box at like 75% and then went, oh, crap. Gets thrown out by a step. In 2024, I would say 40 to 60% of those 79 kids stayed in state / West Coast. Oregon, Arizona, Nevada, Utah states. It comes down to development, I think. But still, my point is this, Canes. The best players in the Southeast, it's not 40 to 60%. It's like 95% are playing in the ACC, the SEC, the Sun Belt. That's why the Sun Belt all of a sudden is the best mid-major conference. It used to be the best mid-major conference was like the West Coast Conference or one of the others. Now it's not. And that's because every player in the Southeast that's a really good player, right? Like a tier 1, tier 2 player is staying in the Southeast. They're staying in the SEC, ACC, or the Sun Belt. Thanks for great baseball info as always. Good night. Yep, see you, Cap. I'm going to head out too, guys. It's like almost 11:30. I didn't get to sleep till like 1 o'clock last night, so I'm going to try to get some sleep here now. Thanks for joining me on this late night stream. I really appreciate you guys. Again, you make this fun. I love doing this and having conversations with you guys. See you maybe tomorrow. If not, definitely Monday, all right? And Monday, I will not be able to do a daytime stream. So we'll do something, maybe an earlier stream or something. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the WAC or the Big West doesn't strike fear, but dude, those conferences used to be really good.